Welcome, everybody, to another age of radio. Mercury, I'm super excited to be here, and I want to apologize. We were supposed to start this at 3:30, but Trey and I figured out some of the technical difficulties we were having with the Echo, which caused a kerfuffle F word in our way in which we're sharing the articles, but we should have solved the echo problem. And when I was in the bathroom right now, Trey, I figured out how I could solve the next problem that we were running into about changing between the tabs. So the good news is that good ideas come when you go to the bathroom. So,
Fantastic.
if you're brand new to the show, my name's Jeremy. This is Trey. This is Age of Radio Mercury, a show that is all about podcasting and pop culture news, and we are super excited to be here. Last weekend was crazy. I spent 32 hours live streaming across Uwu Con in Mesa, Arizona. Trey, I tried to get you involved with the show, but we couldn't solve the echo cancellation. Did you have a chance to watch any of the show? Was there anything that you really enjoyed? And how are you doing today?
I'm doing incredible. I actually really enjoyed the Mega Ran stuff. That was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I would say that was probably one of my favorite interviews. I did a bunch of research like the night before. I wanted to make sure that I had listened to the album. I wanted to make sure that I had some good questions for him. I wanted to reference the album, and I think that prep really paid off for the preparation that went into that specific interview, especially because a lot of the interviews, they were kind of like last minute, except for a few of them, because we were trying to figure out exactly what was going on, and then we kept running into. I have a tendency to cram as much stuff as possible into a short period of time. And so because of that, sometimes we have like a 30-minute interview that goes 45 minutes, and then we're already 15 minutes into the next interview. So I learned my lesson. At these events, we are going to work to focus on doing less interviews, maybe like one interview within an hour time slot for like 30 to 45 minutes. That gives us time, or 30 minutes, because that gives us time if it goes over to then get to the next interview to start on time. But yeah, the Megaran one was one of my favorites. I'm really excited because his album, it might be up for Grammy. It might be up for Children's Album of the Year. They submitted to the Grammys. And so I'm really excited to see what happens with that. But I haven't seen you in, I feel like 3 weeks now. So what else is going on? How's your Substack going? You've been doing some AI prompting. You got the thing that we're going to talk about first, ChatGPT Atlas. So don't talk about that yet. But how's your other stuff going, Trey?
Really good. I just am about to release a Substack article on AI ethics because that's something this week that happened that made me realize that people who are pro AI need to talk about that. But I've been learning AI prompting too, and my gosh, how insane and deep that rabbit hole goes.
Yeah, I was actually working on some nurture sequence emails right before this, and we actually were using ChatGPT to create like to change how we were speaking, like it like to kind of take like the base of what we wrote and then to go in and kind of change it up a little bit to make it like more narrative, to follow specific like storylining. And then we went back and redid it. But you sent me like a chain of prompting that I put into my Chat GPT, and I don't think my Chat GPT understood it. So I think your Chat GPT smarter than mine, or I put something in wrong. But the prompting worked. Like the prompting is really where the key is. I think there's actually even certificates now that universities have or that you can go in and just learn how to do AI prompting.
So, quick thing before on that prompt that I sent you, did you fill in the data?
No, that's probably what I didn't do, because I was going to reach out to you and be like, Trey, I don't know what you want me to do with this prompt. So I just copied and pasted it into my Chat GPT, and then it was like, oh, this is really interesting. And then it like told me a bunch of stuff, but it actually didn't do anything specifically. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. So I wanted it to work on the Mercury live shows for when you're doing like events and for us in the news. So there's like a spot for you to put the news headlines in and a spot to do the event name, and then it will make it in our style from that, or it should.
Got it. Right. No, that's perfect. And we have quite a plethora of news to go over. We're going to talk about ChatGPT Atlas. We're going to talk about DeepCut by Trebble. We're going to talk about the P4 being launched by Zoom, which is really, really exciting. I'm excited about that. There's also some, great news about what you can do with the Xbox Asus ROG Ally X if you don't actually want to use the Windows operating system or even use it for Xbox. So I'm really excited. So we're going to kick off some of the news. But before we do that, I just want to remind you that I'm going to be interviewing the author of Dana and the Lost Lizard, Danny Marianino. Danny Marianino. I'm assuming that might be Italian, maybe. I don't know. Trey, you're not Italian, are you? You look.
No.
No, I didn't think so. I'm not Italian either. But I'm going to be talking with Danny. We're going to be at the Phoenix Zoo on November 8th. We're going to be live streaming from 9 to 1. And for this specific stream, we're going to keep it rolling for the complete 4 hours. So I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen, but it's going to be a fun time. I'm going to interview Danny. I'm going to interview the gentleman that hooked us up with the entire Phoenix Zoo event. So I'm really excited about that. We're also going to be talking to some of the people that work at the zoo. And what I'm really excited for and I'm hoping for is that I can find an animal that Dustin is deathly afraid of and have that be a segment where they bring that animal over to us and make Dustin scared of that specific animal. That is exactly what I'm hoping for. And if everybody can work to manifest that, that would make my day. And speaking of Dustin, Trey, did you see Dustin on the little thing, the Lyra? No, okay.
No, I'm not sure what you mean.
No, yep. So a Lyra is like this big contraption that's like a big ring, and like circus people use it, and they like sit in it, and it's a ring, and you can like do like, I don't know, movements, and you can spin and do cool stuff. So I got Dustin to sit on it, and Ryan had him do a little spin, and it's funny, and I really enjoyed it. And then I got on it, and then I did like some whale type of actions. I looked like a flopping whale, like in the middle of the air, just flopping around, swinging around, all crazy like. But it was a good time. All right, Trey, I want to kick it off with starting to talk about ChatGPT. We're apparently an AI show. That's the main thing that we talk about on the show is AI. So this is Mercury, your home for artificial intelligence, specifically ChatGPT, because that seems to be the one that we talk about the most. But I'm going to bring. Here's the thing. I'm just letting everybody know. We got a really good. I guess I got really good at doing the other way that we were showing articles. And this new way that we're going to have to share articles is going to possibly be a little annoying. And it's going to be time consuming. And see, like that took a few seconds. But the good news is we have this entire video. We shouldn't have any echo. Trey should be able to hear this if I turn the sound off. And this is brand new from ChatGPT Atlas. Trey, can you cue this up? What is ChatGPT Atlas, and why do you think it's important before we watch this video?
ChatGPT Atlas is a fantastic web browser. It's built on Chrome, which in some ways is perfect. In some ways, apparently, it's not good enough. StreamYard.
Okay. Well, I mean, the Chrome thing, like, so StreamYard is built entirely with Chrome. And so what was happening with the noise is when I would share the entire window screen. Last week or 2 weeks ago, I got a notification saying if you share the sound with the full window screen or sharing the screen, the person's going to get echo cancellation, or they're going to get echoes back. Not echo cancellation. They're going to get echoes back. And so now we have to share vis-a-vis per tab. The problem is there's so many tabs and so much news. If I shared each tab and had that all set up, it would probably slow down the StreamYard so much and my computer so much that it wouldn't know what was going on and the stream wouldn't continue to happen. So we're going to try this a different way. But anyways, continue. So ChatGPT Atlas is essentially a web browser, but it's like a web browser on crack.
Yes, as a matter of fact. So it's really cool because you can actually ask ChatGPT to do stuff. That article I mentioned earlier. Mm-hmm. I was able to use ChatGPT's agent mode, and it edited my article for me inside of the Substack article editor.
Oh, right, because it can connect to the apps. Because that was a really big thing now that ChatGPT announced at their conference that they had a couple weeks ago was that one of the biggest things that they're going to work on is now you're going to have all of this app connectivity so that ChatGPT can just go and do stuff inside of the applications.
Right, but this wasn't that. This was agent mode, which is one of the features.
Right, where the agent goes and then does stuff on your behalf inside of the app after you make sure that it can sign in, right?
Right.
Got it. All right, we're gonna play this here. So hopefully there's sound, and best of luck to everybody.
Fantastic.
Muted. Okay, so tell me what I just saw. Tell me what you love about it, because apparently I can't play with it because it's only on Mac OS. And for like a split second yesterday, I almost bought a MacBook Air, literally just so I could have this come, so I could learn how to use it more. But it is going to be coming for Microsoft by the end of the year, or for Windows by the end of the year, and it's also going to be coming for Android. I don't know the time frame on Android, but tell me like what I just watched and what it's capable of doing, Trey.
Okay, so first off, I'm gonna make a suggestion. Unless you're like super laptop heavy, you might want to go with a Mac Mini. They're like $500. They're crazy good though.
Right, but I couldn't get it on Mac Mini. A Mac Mini. I'm sorry, you're talking about the little square guy, and then you could push.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I guess that would have been smarter to do. Yes.
Um, but it is great. It's like a normal web browser, but if you give it access, it can see your history. It can see like what you search. It can like use all of that into its memory. So you can ask it about like articles you viewed or stuff like that. And like Chrome, have you tried the Gemini in Chrome thing yet?
I have tried Gemini through Google, and I've tried Copilot through Edge. And I was really excited today because I was like, oh, maybe I could do a bunch of Copilot stuff in Edge. And then every time that I tried to access Copilot through one of my Edge browsers, it kept giving me like an error and saying not available. So then I was like, well, this is garbage. And now I'm looking more forward to ChatGPT Atlas. So the answer to your question, Trey, is no.
Oh, your audio just changed drastically, and I have
did
no
it?
idea why.
Is it back
Yeah,
now?
yeah, it's back to normal now.
Well, I don't know what happened. I was playing around with the thing and I moved my head. Who knows?
Anyway, it's very good. Like I said, I was able to use the agent mode to get it to edit my Substack for me because I used ChatGPT to help me edit stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah, of course.
I haven't like I don't even see I don't even know all of the capabilities. There's a stream on OpenAI's YouTube channel that will like go through a lot more of the capabilities in a better way that I can explain them. But I highly recommend giving it a try, especially if you have ChatGPT Plus.
Yeah, I'm looking here, and like if we look some of this, like there's more capability, there's more control. Uh, Obviously it's secure connection, get work done for you in Atlas. You can now ask ChatGPT to take action and do things for you right in your own browser. And that's kind of what I'm really excited for. Like if I can just talk to ChatGPT in regular language and then it can go and just do stuff for me. So let's say I'm looking at Amazon and I'm like, okay, go and buy this, this, and this, and then it can just do stuff maybe in the browser. Is that what was happening in the I don't know if you're able to fully see the video, but there was a part in the video where they were doing stuff in Instacart and then it gave them a, synopsis of, oh, we've added 50 things to your Instacart or whatever the case is. So is that what I'm understanding that it has the ability to do, is like when you're inside of a web or a web app or web browser or web app, it can do stuff on your behalf based off of just regular language queries?
Yes. Yeah, it's like if you have the tab open, when you click on the button, it'll say sharing certain tab with ChatGPT. And then if
Mm-hmm.
you activate the agent mode, it will do stuff in there, including ordering stuff for you.
Got it. And I've played with the agent mode a little bit. I tried to do it with Microsoft. Microsoft has a tendency to never to work properly when you connect stuff to it. So I should have probably played with it with something other specific thing than what I was trying to do, because the agent mode is probably one of the most exciting things. In fact, agent mode, in my opinion, is going to be one of the most exciting things as it relates to doing stuff in web browsers or having, the computer actually do stuff for you.
Absolutely.
All right. So, any last thoughts on ChatGPT, Trey? And you sent me some Soros too. You've been playing around with Soros some more?
Oh yeah, I absolutely. So, um, I've been really enjoying using ChatGPT. I've been using ChatGPT to learn all of my prompt engineering stuff. So the study mode on ChatGPT is a beast. And then yeah,
Yeah.
I did some Sora stuff, and I'm really enjoying that too.
Cool. I'm gonna try. I was gonna try to get those videos in here, but then we had our weird 30-minute shitstorm conversation where I was swearing and you were trying to calm me down and you were trying to give me ideas, and I was like, that's not gonna work, Trey. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm gonna try to see if I can pull those later on and we can show some of those, because I love. I finally got Sora working. I did the thing inside of Sora where I hold it up to my face and I look down or I look left and then I say a bunch of stuff. But for some reason, it won't let me do any of the cam. I can't cameo myself, so I don't know what I did wrong. I don't know if there's a setting that I need to change, but it won't let me make stupid videos of me. Like, I really want to see a video of me skating and then or walking and then like slip on marbles. So I was trying to, or skating and then just falling over or trying to skate and catch my balance. I think that that would be a perfect use of artificial intelligence, or specifically generative artificial intelligence. So I'm going to try to pull those videos here later on, depending on how this new way that we're doing things goes here. But this is really exciting, continuing, because apparently we're just an artificial intelligence show, and artificial intelligence is taking over the entire freaking universe. Trebble launches DeepCut and unveils a new brand identity. Trebble, last week or earlier this week, announced the launch of DeepCut. It's a new AI-powered editing assistant as part of a broader redesign and rebrand of the platform. The update includes a cleaner interface. It includes a refreshed redesign and a cleaner interface, a refreshed logo, and a refreshed website. And so Trebble's mission is to make professional quality editing simple, reliable, and accessible for all creators. And I put on our X account today and on mine, so at Age of Jeremy and at Age of Radioverse, and on our threads at Age of Jeremy and at Age of Radioverse. Go check those out. I asked a question. I'm curious about anybody that's on here. I want to know, if you're a podcaster, like, what's the thing that you hate the most about podcasting? I would guess to say the thing that most people hate about podcasting is the actual editing of the podcast. Now, I enjoy audio engineering, so I actually enjoy that. It's very soothing for me. That's something that I love to do, and I love to, especially when I have time to do it, make the sound better. But what's great about this, DeepCut works like an actual real editor, and it reviews a file, it scans the full recording, it identifies filler words, tangents, and there's probably lots of tangents when I'm doing anything, tangents, chatter, repeats, rough takes. Then what it does is it builds a cleanup plan tailored to what the creator's goals are. And you can find this at Trebble.fm. And so, Trey, I'm curious, would you use something like this? Because the way that it looks like, it's very similar to something called Adobe Podcasting, which a lot of people don't know about. But like with Adobe Podcasting, it's an app that Adobe really hasn't like pushed into a monetary way. But what it seems to me that DeepCut does is very similar to Adobe Podcasting. So I can go into Adobe Podcasting, I can do a record into this interface, and then what it does is it takes all of my words, and then I can change the words, I can drop the words, I can delete words, and it then takes that entire audio file and then redoes it based off of how I edit it. Even if I want to move lines around, it seems like DeepCut does this, and I really feel that this is actually, and Joey's gonna like burn me on a cross. I feel like this would be a really good use for AI, especially in the world of content creation, and you don't have the money to go and get someone to edit your podcast.
Yeah, I would completely agree. I do hope that there are some type of like adjustments, because if it's like all automatic, because it seems like it's going to be automatic, I could see like this being a little bit too eager when it comes to cutting stuff together. Um,
Well, I think what it does, I think it looks at all and then it creates a plan, and then you can decide what it actually does.
that's fair, but even then, like I would hope that it still just has some fine tuning in it.
Yeah, here it says Deep Cut creates a cleanup plan that generates edit suggestions, and then it says it thinks before it cuts, whatever that means. So it runs in the cloud, validating suggestions to avoid false positives. And then it does a timeline export. It takes your project into advanced editors like Adobe Premiere for more granular control. So maybe it can like take it, then you can do some of the edits, and then you can still push it into something like Adobe Premiere, which means that if they're doing it into Adobe Premiere, I feel like they're still using podcast as a video, because you would probably use Adobe Audition if it's just an audio podcast, but that's neither here nor there. And then it has what's called Safe Cut, which is trademarked by them, which is an optional safeguard to ensure bulk edit always sounds natural. And then the new brand and identity. And then there's user control, so you can apply edits in one click or review them one by one.
Okay, so that's fantastic. This sounds like an excellent tool that I would probably use.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the thing. And I truly do understand where people, like for instance, I'm working on something that I want to release here over the next couple of months, and I needed an image for something. And, especially Trey, we've been doing this show for about a year now. We're getting better, and it's getting larger and larger every time we go live and people watch it, and we'll just continue to make it better and make it one of the best shows. And so I was like, okay, we've been doing this a year. I kind of get a feel for what I want. Let me add on a new piece of content that I personally want to do that has been on the back burner, so that I can create some type of consistency with it. Then I'll get it going. I needed an image. I didn't want to go and pay a graphic designer $100 for an image when I spent about 30-40 minutes using prompts, redoing prompts through ChatGPT, got the image that I wanted. It's going to be used in a very small place, and it looks really, really good. And I saved myself from having to spend any money on that. Now, if I'm going to make advertising ad images, like we're running Age of Radio ad images, I'm still going to go to my graphic designer and be like, hey, this is what I want. This is what I wanted to convey. But something easy like what I was trying to do for this, there's no reason for it. It would have taken too long. I got it done on my own. I was able to get it where I wanted to get it. So it didn't logically make sense to me to spend that money. And it's the same thing with this. If you got to go hire someone on Fiverr to edit, they're probably using AI anyway to do it in half the time. And then you're paying them like $50 to do it. I don't know. All right. Let's see here. Trey, when you did your podcast, you're still going to be relaunching some more next year, right?
Yeah, I think that's still the plan. Yeah.
Fantastic. And so my question is, how did you edit that? How did you edit those?
So Nothing like AI or anything. I literally did it in Final Cut Pro on the iPad, um, the entire way through.
Right. And so, but that was all you manually doing it, right?
Yes, exactly.
Right. And so this so much easier. I don't have a problem with people doing this, especially if they have really good content that they want to get out there. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you're like, Jeremy, you're crazy. Fuck AI. Excuse my language. If you're like, fuck AI, have someone else do it. I want to know what you think. And also make sure that you like this and subscribe to it. In fact, like this episode if you are a fan of utilizing artificial intelligence. That's what I want you to do. Hit that like button if you like artificial intelligence. Because I'm a big fan of artificial intelligence. But again, like I said, I'm not going to right now use AI. I'm going to go and hire a graphic designer. Like for the big things that are super important, right now I don't think that I would use AI for that specifically. But I will use AI to write nurture sequences and help come up with show notes. But all right, so this just got released. I'm super excited about this. If you don't know, I love Zoom products, not the video conferencing software. I'm talking about zoomcorp.com. They are the best in audio sound. They do everything from music equipment. They do everything, and we're not sponsored by them, although I wish that we were. Trey, you need to get on that. And they do like the audio for movie sets. So for example, like if you're out on, you have the little boom mic and your boom mic and stuff, it runs into a Zoom audio device that picks up that audio and then they match it to the people that are speaking in the video, right? But they have some amazing podcast products. I have the Zoom L8, which I'm running right now. Like right here next to me, I always keep the Zoom L1. I use this for all kinds of stuff. This is a second edition, second generation, I think. They have a new generation of that. This out. I have the H6. I have their R4. I have, I think I have their Z1. Yeah, I have all kinds of Zoom products. So I have their P4, and this is an update to their PodTrack 4. And this is called PodTrack P4 Next. We're gonna watch this entire thing because if you're into podcasting, this is some of the best audio equipment. You should go and get this because this could help take your podcasting game to the next level. And I'm really excited about this release. In fact, I'm probably gonna pick one up because why not have another one to add to my entire collection, right? I don't know.
Hi everyone, this is Samuel from Zoom. Meet the PodTrack P4 Next. If you're starting a podcast or leveling one up, the key is great audio. The P4 Next makes great audio easy. 4 mic inputs, multiple call-in options, AI noise reduction, tone shaping, and voice compression work together so your show sounds broadcast ready from day one. Let's start with the upgraded tech. AI noise reduction learns your environment and pulls out hums, buzzes, even street noise, keeping voices clear, natural, and detailed. Just press the button and stay silent while it's learning. When it's done, start your podcast confident that your voice will carry through. The tone button adds EQ and de-essing to smooth harshness and add warmth. And the built-in compressor keeps levels consistent, taming sudden shouts, laughter, and whispers so your mix stays balanced. The P4 Next is made to travel. It's compact and can be powered anywhere with AA batteries or a USB battery pack. Record at your desk, a coffee shop, or backstage before a show. 4 XLR inputs deliver up to 70 dB of gain, so even gain-hungry dynamic mics sound rich and present. There's also plus 48-volt phantom power available on every channel. Use the input knobs to adjust your mix, and the mute button to cut off mics when needed. The P4 Next lets you bring in up to 2 remote callers to your podcast. The first can be connected with a phone using a TRRS cable or the BTA2 Bluetooth adapter for a wireless connection. You can also connect a computer to the USB port to bring in an additional caller. Automatic mix minus ensures everyone can hear each other without echo or feedback. With 4 headphone outputs with individual volume controls, each co-host and guest can monitor comfortably. If you're recording a video podcast with your phone, you can connect the P4 Next as your audio source. It's an instant portable video podcast studio. No extra syncing, no extra steps. It's also an audio interface that can allow you to live stream your podcast on PC or Mac, or record tracks directly into a DAW. Add personality to your podcast with the 4 sound pads. Trigger music beds, intros, or effects with the tap. Use the built-in sounds, record straight to the pads, or load your own and assign them however you'd like. The P4 Next records at 48 kHz 24-bit to an SD card up to 2 terabytes. It saves individual tracks for later mixing and a stereo mix ready for release. The P4 Next also has an accessibility system for blind and low vision users. Voice guidance lets you navigate menus and settings with audible prompts in your headphones. The PodTrack P4 Next packs serious studio power into a take-anywhere recorder. Clean gain, smart processing, flexible routing, and creator-friendly tools, so you can focus on the conversation, not the gear. For more information about the P4 Next, check out the other videos on our YouTube channel and visit our website, zoomcorp.com. Good luck and enjoy creating.
This is by far one of the ones that I'm super excited about. So not to, again, we're apparently an AI show now. It actually has AI noise reduction inside of it. Like, this is like a perfect freaking tool for you to take and do like in the moment podcast. On top of that, you could stream, like, and you can stream in callers for it. So if you're on a budget, you don't need a mic like this. This is a cheap, well, this isn't a cheap, like, okay, so this is a $400 mic. Okay, you could go buy a snowball microphone. You have a phone. You spend $180 on this bad boy. You have everything that you need to do to go and create amazing content wherever in the moment. And that's one of the things that I love about Zoom. The second thing, Trey, did I understand that right? It has voice guide setup. So if you are if you're seeing impaired, you can actually, like, it helps with that.
Yes, I saw that. That's so cool. I'm really impressed with that. That's a really nice, thoughtful inclusion.
100%. Like, that is freaking amazing. Because again, if you guys watch me on any of my social media stuff, or if you listen to me and Trey, because we've been doing this for so long, one of the things that I'm very adamant about is everybody has something that they can talk about. People think that there's too many podcasts out there. Yes, there's a crap ton of podcasts, but you don't need to have 9 million followers. Like, you can make that one of your goals, but you could find a small niche where you are like specific to a grouping of people that follow you based off of whatever it is that you're trying to share out into the world and that you're doing. So again, these types of things are really good for everybody to go out there and make content, everybody to go out there and share and have conversations and do things. You don't even have to do it where you're pushing it out to everybody. It could be for you and your friends, you and your family. And because of that, I think it's great when they're so inclusive, in this case with the seeing impaired individuals, where they have a guided setup. I mean, that's freaking phenomenal. I'm definitely probably going to pick one of these up just so we can play with it. And then, one of my things is I love doing podcasts everywhere. So I'd love to do more podcasts outside of my house with other people, which makes this really easy because in this case, you and someone could meet at a park. Like, you could meet at a park in a public setting, have a full podcast interview. You don't need, like, the whole goal of this is that you don't need to have a crazy podcast studio to get people together to have a conversation about podcasting. You have the noise reduction, you have the de-essing, you have the gain control piece of it where it makes sure that the gain doesn't go crazy when you're doing it. I mean, you could get a perfectly sounding good podcast with just this piece of equipment. And I think last night when I looked at it, because I was thinking about buying it already, it's like $180, which again, if you don't have $180, I understand that. But if you're looking for a good entry point and you want to be able to go and have conversations, you don't want to do it virtually, you just want 2 people to sit, record that audio, you can 100% do it with this. And the fact that you can like get calls into it and record those calls. So if you want to have a good conversation with a friend, you could have them stream in, you could do a live call with them, plug that bad boy into the P4 Next or whatever it's called, P4 Next, I think is what they're calling it. And you could have amazing, amazing audio. I think this is just fabulous.
I think it is absolutely fabulous, and I might be thinking about. So, real quick, do those work with USB mics? Because you mentioned the Snowball.
You know what? This might have two things. One, if they, I don't know if Blue still makes it because Blue got bought out by Corsair, or not Corsair. It was Blue got bought out by another company. They used to have a thing called an icing stick, and the icing stick would be USB where you plug it in and then it becomes an XLR mic. Let me go back to the website real quick and see if you can do a USB mic. I think maybe you can.
Oh, I'm just kidding, because both my Snowball and this new mic that I've got, which you guys are listening to right now, are USB-C or USB mics.
It also does the tone shaping, which is I'm really excited about. So you can get a good even tone across your voice. Off the
That's
bat,
incredible.
Trey, I think it just does 4 XLRs. But you can get, Shure makes one too. You could get a USB to XLR converter and it'll work. I mean, I guess that's an extra thing that you have to purchase if the whole point is to not purchase a bunch of stuff.
Really
And now
quick,
you go, what, Trey?
Really quick, I'm going to pull something up. I'd like to share something just because I don't know my setup. I'm not even going, like, this interface wouldn't even go on my setup because well, here, I'm going to share a picture if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
And then I found something that I'm going to share. But in the meantime, while Trey cues that up, again, go check out the P4. We still have some more podcasting news coming at you. We're going to talk a little bit about this thing called Orbit. I'm really excited. In fact, I'll start talking about Orbit. So Orbit stands for Oxford something, something, something. And the article doesn't specifically say, but if you go to Orbit or Oxford Road, you can go find out what this means. But Oxford Road, on October 21st, my birthday, it released the first podcast rankings based on actual sales results, drawing from 1.6 billion in campaign data across hundreds of advertisers. Now, the inaugural Orbit Top 15 podcast measured by ad performance analyzes 12 months of real campaign outcomes to reveal which shows convert listeners into customers most efficiently. And this result contradicts the industry's conventional wisdom about what actually works, which is what we're going to talk about in a minute. Trey, how are you doing on getting that queued?
It's taking me a minute. Go ahead to your next article. I'll get this going in the meantime.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Boop. All right. So, again, this is really cool because the top findings show that comedy and political podcasts dominate. So despite brand safety concerns that cause many advertisers to avoid these categories, 11 of the top 15 performers are comedy or news, political, government shows. And what this study is doing is it's saying that the podcasts that had advertisements that get the best return on investment for people that want to advertise on podcasts come from comedy and political podcasts. And you would think that like super mega shows like Joe Rogan Experience would come at like number one because it has like 7 million views a month or something, or a week, or some ridiculous amount. But it didn't even come in the top 15. So only 3 what we call tier 1 podcasts made the cut, meaning advertisers systematically overpay for household names, which is something that I've been talking about for a very long time. If you want to reach people to buy something, you definitely want to get in on the niche stuff. Trey, you're sharing your screen right now. What do we have going on? That's your setup?
I didn't mean to actually.
What?
I didn't need to actually add it to the stage. I'm
sorry. No, you can't. It automatically that was the thing that I was trying to figure out when we were doing this, because when you share on StreamYard, it automatically goes on the stage once you hit the sharing functionality. So that's fine. Okay, so that's an awesome setup. That's a USB mic, right?
Yep.
All right. So what did you want to go over? What light is that?
It's just a TikTok. Like, I don't know exactly the model name.
That's fine. But lights are awesome.
What I really wanted to say was, I don't think there's room for a audio interface there.
You could that P4, I think you could slide that P4 right next to your keyboard right there on the left. Or on my left. I guess it would be your left too, because we're looking at the damn thing together.
Yeah,
You could get an interface in there. You couldn't get the Zoom L8 in there. No, not the Zoom L8 would be too big. But you could get the Zoom P4 in there. 100%.
yeah,
But do you like your new setup, Trey?
I do. It's a little bit hampered by like the size of the desk, but other than that, it's fantastic. I love having 2 screens.
Oh, 2 screens are the best. My life completely changed when I got my new computer set up and I was able to get to 2 screens again. Oh my god, like my anxiety went down, my depression went down, everything got better with 2 screens. So again, if you're having a life crisis, it could possibly be because if you work all day on a computer, it's because you don't have 2 or more screens. 2 or more screens is magic.
I'm gonna remove this photo here.
Absolutely, it's a beautiful photo. You have an amazing setup, Trey. I'm excited for you.
It's wonderful. Sorry about that again. I didn't mean to.
Oh, don't apologize. That's what I was waiting for. All right, Critical Role takes the #1 spot. Critical Role is one of the most popular podcasts. It's a show that relates to Dungeons and Dragons. It's a show where professional voice actors play Dungeons and Dragons, and it beat out mainstream podcasts by wide margins, proving again that if you can find a niche and you have an audience that continues to watch that niche, those are the people that are going to buy from you, right? My guess is that the people that are committed to watching me and Trey on this show and the other, personalities that we have on this show, when I talk about something like the P4, even though it wasn't a sponsor of ours, people are probably going to go look at that or remember that and think about that as they're going into podcasting or into content creation, right? And so, again, the Full Orbit Top 10, 15 podcasts are here. Critical Role came in at #1. David Pacman Show came in at #2. The Megyn Kelly Show at #3. Monday Morning Podcast came in at #4. Lenny's Podcast came in at #5. Unsubscribe Podcast came in at 6. So you can check this out. We'll put these links into our Discord under our, what's the news feed called now?
Dispatch.
If you get over to our Discord and go to Dispatch, you can see links to these articles and you can check these out. I'm really excited about Orbit. Orbit is an ad agency that essentially connects it gets advertisers and then it finds podcasts to push them on, from my complete understanding. So you guys definitely might want to check that out. But in the meantime, I do have a surprise for everybody if you're ready for this. This is one of the best surprises of all time. I got this from Trey earlier today, and I'm going to see if I can share it because it's probably going to share right away, and it's going to be a fun time here. I think that this is it. If this is not this is appropriate content. I'm sorry, YouTube, and I'm sorry for anybody that is out there because I'm basing this off of. That can't be. That's not right. That would have been inappropriate. No, wouldn't have been inappropriate content. Here, downloads. I don't know if I got that early today. This is not right. Something's not right. Hold on, everybody. Download. Oh, I know why. See, this is what happens when you don't know what you're doing. All right, here we go. Oh!
Yes! Let's go! Yeah!
That was not Trey, but it was Trey. Crazy. Was the sound on that, Trey?
Yep.
Fantastic. So that was made with Sora. Anybody who's out there, send me all of your AI slop to support@ageofradio.com and we will play it live on the air. Send your AI slop to support@ageofradio.com. I'm working on creating so much slop. It's going to be amazing. So Trey, before we get into some more of the articles here, I do have a question. Are you getting bored with it already though?
So actually looking through the app is a little bit where it's not that cool. There's some stuff where people will go and add certain things, but actually generating the videos and playing with like the generative part of it, absolutely not.
Okay, so it's boring to go and look at other people's stuff, but you making stuff is fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think that that's because you're a creator? Like, if you do you think that if you're just someone that's out there that is a regular Instagram user, do you think that they're having as much fun with AI slop, or do you think it's like the us's of the world that enjoy making content, the Logan Paul, the Jake Pauls of the world, the Logan Pauls of the world that enjoy that are the ones that really find value in it?
I think so. For people like us, it's gonna last longer. But for people who are like not so interested in the creative, I think that it will kind of slow over time. Maybe not like in 2 weeks, but over a month or two. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Trey, before we get into some other news, what do you have going on in the Age of Radio community? If you guys don't know, there's a Facebook group, Addicted to Podcasting. You can definitely check that out. There's also our Discord, which I'm going to throw a link to our Discord in here in a moment into the comments. But Trey, what do we have going on in the Discord community for Age of Radio?
Fantastic. We just put a new trivia question out. It's a pretty difficult one, if I may say so myself. We're doing our anime roundtable this Monday at 8:30 Eastern, and I need to remember to bring that back up when it comes to, or back down when it comes to time change in 2 weeks. We had a major change up. We have gotten rid of a lot of the channels. It's a lot more streamlined now. If you're into like podcasts and podcast gear and stuff like that, or even if you're just kind of like to geek out or support your friends who are podcasters, I highly recommend joining. We have some fun events, but that's about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Trey. And I just put our link to our Discord in the comments section, so you can click on that. You can join our Discord. I have to switch it over to Age of Radio or Discord at ageofradio.com. I think we have enough boosts for it. But Age of Radio is a media company that has a podcast network with the same name. Dustin and Joey were giving me shit about that during our Mercury live streaming because of the giant background that I said Age of Radio, the podcast network for everybody. But if you have a podcast, if you want to join our network, hit us up at support@ageofradio.com. If you want to learn more about us, go to ageofradio.com. Here, we also have tons of podcasts to listen to. We have Quantum Nomad, Spiritual Naturopathy, Same Convo, The Band of Bards, that's with Joey, Killer Lashes, that's a show about women that kill people. Mass Virgin is one of our top podcasts. We also have the CJV podcast. The Good Morning Crypto Show is no longer doing live feeds, but we'll have all the back episodes if you want to listen to any of the Good Morning Crypto stuff as well. I think Dustin, here's the Heat Seekers and Leaderboard. Good Morning Crypto, Mysterious Circumstances, Texas History Lessons, and we're going to be pushing hard to add more content to our podcast network and really streamlining a lot of stuff. So right now, there is no better time to join the Age of Radio Podcast Network. We help distribute your show for free. We help grow your show for free, and we help work to monetize your show. We don't guarantee the monetization. Again, there are things that you're going to have to do as a content creator as well. But make sure that you check us out at ageofradio.com. Trey, is there anything else that you want to add? And real quick too, do you want to do a plug for your Substack right now? You have an amazing Substack. I have no Substack, and I wouldn't even know where to start. But Trey, tell us about your Substack and what's going on.
Okay, so love Age of Radio. Look forward to Maker's Remarks returning hopefully soon. When it comes to Substack, I am really enjoying talking about AI, about computers. I'm going to do some AI prompting stuff. And then maybe I still need to get the actual article done. And I'm going to have to send it to you in like Craft or something, Jeremy, because it's Substack doesn't do unless I add you to my team or something like that.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yep.
But I want to do a article about the AI bubble and how it's not going to affect who you think it's going to affect. And I am going to have you do a part of that, or maybe like adjust it, whatever you want to do. And I will add you as a writer to that Substack article, Jeremy.
Sweet. And then I'll be a Substack writer. In fact, I just turned 42, and one of my biggest goals for the next year, besides continuing this show, going deeper into my podcast and having more guests on this podcast at a different time than our normal Friday, and starting a new segment on my podcast that's a live stream called Conversations with Jeremy. I really want to get more into writing, so I'm looking forward to that, Trey, and I hope not to let you down with my crazy work schedule and lack of work-life balance that I have, where it's just straight work. So Bloomberg has published a new report about the state of Microsoft Xbox division, providing some potential insight into the reasoning behind so many baffling decisions the company has made in the past 2 years. Apparently, Microsoft leadership has been pushing Xbox to reach a much higher profit margin than is typically expected in the video game industry, and the result is a fundamental shakeup in everything the company has been building, leading to raising prices, canceling games, and sweeping layoffs across its many acquired studios. According to the report, Microsoft set a goal for Xbox of a 30% accountability margin, which is their fancy word for profit margin. As Bloomberg lays out, the average profit margin in the industry is anywhere from 17 to 22%. And a lot of the times in business in general, one of our internal rates of return is about a 20% profit margin. So that's pretty standard and normal across industries. But so a 30% goal is not only far above the industry's typical delivers, but they've only been averaging between 10 to 20%. So they're probably at 15%. They have to double their profit margin. And there's only 2 ways that you can increase your profit margin. You can sell and make a whole shit ton more of revenue, excuse my language, or you can cut all of your expenses, which is why they did their layoffs, in my opinion. And so, while not every project is expected to hit this 30% goal, several developers under Xbox's umbrella have been given a different target goal that they had previously, with cheaper projects or ones that are expected to generate substantial revenue taking priority over riskier ones. So a couple of things that this is telling me. This is telling me that we're going to get shitty stuff from Xbox because they're not going to take any fun risks. So we're just going to get the mundane, same old crap that we're getting. And on top of that, then they released the ROG Ally X. Great. It's $1,000 for it. I didn't buy one because I'm more of a PS5. Like, I have Xbox and I'm a huge fan of Microsoft, but PS5 is by far a way better gaming console in my opinion. And I love Nintendo Switch also. But again, just so you all know, transparent, I own a lot of Microsoft stock, so I'm not an anti-Microsoft person. It's just, I think there's better gaming software that's out, or gaming hardware that's out there. And so not only that, but then the head of Xbox, I forgot her name. Sarah Bond. Sarah Bond said that the next console, which they're starting to get ramped up for, is going to be very premium and very high-end curated experience. So what's going to happen is they're going to up the price of this very high premium Xbox, and then they're not going to have any great games for it, or they're just going to have the same old games that they have coming out on a regular basis that they know is going to produce the revenue that they want. And to me, that's a problem. Trey, your thoughts?
Okay, so there's a few ways I want to come about this. I'm going to try and be really quick because I've been looking at this. First off, a few things that you might not have seen. Did you see that the ROG Ally X cannot play Xbox games?
I thought it could play. I thought it was a whole Xbox operating system.
It can play Xbox games on PC, but when it comes to games made for
but it
Xbox,
can't play that's ridiculous. I did not know that.
Yeah. And it's looking like the next console is going to be the same. But even ignoring that, Jeremy, let's do a little bit of economics, right? So Xbox's main 2 things are its console sales, which it usually has negative margins on. It has not been doing exclusives. It has been really fumbling the ball with that stuff. So consoles and gaming is a pretty developed market, right? They're not going to have huge growth in that area.
Correct. Correct. I would agree with you on that. It's not. It is a very developed marketplace that is a mature marketplace that's going to have steady growth, but smaller steady growth than a freaking 30% profit margin from freaking revenue growth.
Yeah. So, cutting down. So, the consoles, the Game Pass, which they have now crippled because they tried to make it and people left it in droves, and online, which is very niche anyway, and finally, like selling games and stuff like that. I think it's delusional for them to try and hit that price point. I think it's genuinely delusional.
Yeah, no, I do too. And I think, like I said, they're gonna focus on this, and then they're going to have like mundane stuff, right? Because that's probably the reason why they went out and bought everything. So they bought Bethesda, which has some really big names, right? That you could just recreate those ones, right? So you don't have to go in and buy a bunch of studios that are creating like brand new games to compete with stuff. Then they bought Activision so that they have Call of Duty, so that they have whatever else Activision has, World of Warcraft. So what they're going to do is they're just going to keep making those same titles over and over and over again because they know that people will gravitate to them, and we're never going to get any new actual stuff from like interesting consoles. Same problem that I have with the EA deal. Like with the EA deal, they're going to get rid of anything that was niche inside of EA, right? The company who bought it, they're going to have to strip the profit out of it so they can pay off whatever loan or debt they took on for the actual acquisition purpose for the EA. And so all that they're going to do are find the biggest titles that can create the largest amount of revenue. And the problem is gamers, true gamers, they don't give it. Like, I want interesting, fun games, right? I don't get to play a lot of games, but if I got to play more games, I would spend much more time on independent titles. And then on the mere fact that when Xbox came out not too long ago, I think Sarah Bond or Satya or one of the heads at Xbox said they really want to focus on independent content titles coming to Xbox, which again, they probably will, but to be able to do that, they can't push those as the forefront. They got to go find these other games that can really be all of the revenue drivers. And then what'll end up happening is that's the stuff that's going to be pushed to the forefront. They're not going to go and advertise a bunch of indie games on the front of Xbox when you log in if they need to make these specific profit margins and those games aren't creating any real revenue for the business. I don't know. In my opinion, I think it's going to be a very difficult road ahead for Xbox.
So I think a few more news articles here too that also came out that we couldn't fit in the show. So I just want to mention them real quick. Xbox raised the price of their development kits.
Oh, they did. I didn't know that. So now it's even more expensive to develop on Xbox.
Yes, and they're using AI in the new Halo game.
Right, and they're using... Oh, I got rid of the article somehow. I don't know what happened. I must have deleted the wrong article. They also have... Which... man, I need to go find it because it was really cool. Give me 1 second, Trey. Let me go... Trey, say something really fun and cool about Xbox, or mean about Xbox, while I go find this Game Assist article.
Yeah, I'll continue my... Xbox doesn't have anything that makes Xbox anymore. I think within 2 years, it will be folded into Xbox's corporate software, or it's going to be nothing but a logo. Like it is. I feel like Xbox might be dying.
Right. I personally think that Microsoft is going to make a hard move away from hardware. If you look up their Surface lineup, it's down to 2 surfaces. Like my dream Surface that they had, which was a pocket Surface, it didn't take off. I mean, obviously, you could do the same thing for less money with a Microsoft, like an Apple Mini. I get it. Right. And then they got rid of their Laptop Go, which was a product that I really liked that we actually use at Age of Radio. Like Ruthie has a Go to help her do the stuff that she needs. I don't think that they're going to be increasing any of that. They're going to make I feel that they're going to move away from hardware. And if they are going to make hardware, they're going to move it to this like they're doing right now. If they're going to have a premium style, or they're going to partner with putting their software on other hardware, like they're doing with the Asus ROG Ally X. Because originally, from my understanding, Xbox wanted to have their own like actual portable handheld, but then I think that they realized it would probably cost too much, and so then they just got into a partnership with Asus so that they could do it on the ROG. I don't know.
I think that's what's going to happen with the next one too. I think it's going to be essentially a PC, and this is like you need to have the ability to play Xbox games. But if they're going to have a premium PC or
Whatever
Xbox
that
that's
means.
a PC,
Yeah.
um, nobody's going to buy it. They're going to buy a PC. You can
Yeah.
buy a Steam Deck and get Xbox stuff on it. So
Yeah, and a Steam Deck's awesome, and I'm a big supporter of Steam. But they did release this for PC that I think is kind of cool. They actually have this new thing called Edge Game Assist, where when you're playing in game on PC, you can actually have AI Copilot. Not sure how well that's going to work based off of my relationship with Copilot inside of Edge as of right now. But let me see if I can share this real quick. I think that this is an interesting thing that I think that they're going to start to do, because I really think that they're going to start pushing again to continue to be into more AI and software. And this wasn't the original clip. Let me see if I can-
any luck finding your original thing?
Oh, no, that was the original video. This wasn't the original play. I was talking. I said, that looks cool. I don't know who's going to use it. That was the original clip. This isn't the original article, but Edge Game Assist, experience a smarter way to game and browse with Microsoft Edge. Edge Game Assist, Microsoft Edge Game Assist is the first in-game browser that is not only built specifically for gamers, but that also delivers a seamless and immersive gaming experience. It's also genre aware and will suggest tips and guides when you play enhanced games. So it's kind of like, I don't know, an assistant for you while you're playing games, which is something that they talked about. I can't remember at what Xbox game event that they had, but I knew that this was coming, and I saw this when I was going through some news articles, and so I think this is good. I mean, would you ever use something like this,
I think
Trey?
I'm sorry. Like a lot of my stuff on Microsoft Xbox here is going to be gloomy,
Very
or
negative
not
and anti
good.
Xbox and Microsoft.
Well, it's not that I'm anti Xbox. I just think that they're making mistakes. One of which is this is another layer on gaming on Windows, which we can get to in our next article. But also, when you're looking for hints on your stuff, it's easier to just pull out your phone. And I don't usually use AI for most people. I don't think use AI for like walkthroughs and cheats and stuff like that because the hallucination it tends to hallucinate.
Well, that also too, and I mean, if you're playing a game, I want to play the game and find the crap out on my own and figure it out.
Right.
Like I would only look for something to help if like I was in a really stuck position and I was super angry about it. Like I was like, I can't figure, like a child, I can't figure this out. I'm so angry. I'm throwing my controller across the thing. I have so much anger inside of me and I'm throwing controllers at the wall. I'm going to go probably look up to give myself some type of hint. Traditionally, I don't think there are some games that I've heard that are that hard nowadays. I haven't played a game that has been that hard in a while to make me that angry at not solving something or where I need to go and actually get help. I'll just play. I mean, that's the fun about playing games, is figuring it out.
Absolutely.
All right, Trey, when we switched everything over to Chrome tab to Chrome, I apparently didn't move over the video about the streaming the ROG Ally X. So I'm trying to open Discord to get the craft document, but it doesn't look like Discord's going to open for me because of my Microsoft Surface power that I have. Your Mac Mini is probably like 3 times as strong as my Microsoft Surface. So But essentially, Trey, do you have the craft document? Let me see if I can get Messenger to open up. Messenger opened up right away. I don't know what's wrong with Discord.
Do you want me to?
Hold on a second. I'll go get it. No, you're good, Trey. I want you to say something funny to fill the space. Give me your best joke. Tell me Tell me your best Harry Potter trivia that you have. That's what I wanted to know. Since you were one of the biggest Harry Potter fans, Harry Potter trivia me right now.
Okay. Oh my gosh, you put me on the spot here. Let me think. Did you know that this is not like really deep trivia, but did you know that two of the house people that started the house, the originators, the people that the houses are named out of, came from places that rhymed?
I did not.
So, I think it's Hufflepuff and Slytherin, and it's Glens and Fen.
You know, here's a fun fact for you, Trey. I have never seen all of the Harry Potters. Would you think that the books were better, or do you think that the movies were better?
I think that the books were better, but that's not a fair... Like, that's never a fair comparison, right? With books, you get more context, more contrast, like, all of that fun stuff.
Yeah, that's true. All right, the ROG Xbox... This is by Asus, right? Am I saying that right?
Yes.
I thought it was by Asus. I keep saying it's by Asus. This just says ROG's an Asus product, isn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
Try out if you can hear me.
Republic of Gamers.
Can you still? Okay, cool.
Can you
All
not
right,
hear
so
me?
ROG Ally Xbox Ally X is a 1000 Windows gaming Yeah, I can hear you. We might have a lag. I don't know what's going on. Xbox ROG Ally X. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. We must
Fantastic.
have a long
We're doing a
lag.
good job then. The ROG... Yeah, it was a ridiculous lag. The ROG Xbox Ally X is a $1,000 Windows gaming handheld that gets a lot right, but still leaves some things to be desired. When it comes to top-end performance, it turns out the secret to unlocking its true potential is using a Linux-based, Steam-like OS called Bazite. Some tech YouTubers have already demonstrated how the swap boosts frame rates and ease of use without sacrificing versatility. There is an influencer or a YouTuber named Cyber Dopamine. He's a content creator. His results are impressive, and he makes a compelling case for going to the Bazite route. At 17 watts, I think 17W, he has been getting only, what is the W? At 17W, he was getting only 47 frames per second for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 with Windows, but 62 frames per second on Bazite with similar settings. So again, back to your point, Trey, like you could just play the same games utilizing the same thing, but the software is better if you use other software also.
So this is and I'm sorry,
He
this
boosted
is
the
gonna be
performance.
Like a second...
The boosted. Go ahead, Trey. We're having a weird lag. You're good, man. We can keep it up. It's probably from, I don't know, being on here for an hour. Who knows?
Okay, I'll try and be quick then. Windows is such a very big, bloated software. It is like has all sorts of stuff running in the background. Windows isn't great for gaming as much as people love having gaming PCs and as much as Windows is built for gaming. And now they're doing that Edge thing, which is just another layer. For a handheld machine, I think that Linux, and that's why the Steam Deck Linux version does better on so many different games.
Yeah, no, I would 100% agree. If you guys want to check this out, or if you want to know how to, if you have an Xbox ROG Ally X, you can go to our dispatch in our Discord. There's the link in the comments that you can just click on that. You can find these news articles that we talk about in the Discord. Go check this one out. This video here will walk you through how to do this. I was going to buy an Xbox ROG Ally X, but it was like $1,000, and I'm like, is it really worth it? I mean, I don't know. I still think they're too... I would prefer to spend the money and get a Steam Deck, to be honest. Yeah, 100%. All right. Moving right along, I'm really excited about this next one. This is one of the best games ever. My wife, or Danielle, my ex-wife, whatever, this is her favorite game of all time, and it looks like they're doing a brand new bundle with it. It looks like the Fallout New Vegas 15th anniversary bundle is coming out, which looks really, really cool. Trey, have you played Fallout Fallout New Vegas before?
Fallout New Vegas is one of my absolute favorite Fallout games. Better than Fallout 4, in my opinion.
Yeah, most people, this is probably the best one. In this bundle, again, New Vegas is getting some love because it's turning 15 years old this year. Fans can pre-order a new bundle of the game that includes other physical goodies, but it will only be available for a limited time. The 15th anniversary bundle launches in 2026 and introduces a PC download code for Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition, which includes the base game and its expansion, Dead Money, Honest Hearts, Old World Blues, Lonesome Road, Courier's Stash Weapon Pack, and Gun Runner's Arsenal Weapon Pack. Perhaps the coolest item in the bundle is an 8-inch statue of Victor the Securitron. The package also includes Doc Mitchell's evaluation cards, a Vault Boy enamel pin, I love enamel pins, Mojave Express patch, NCR a recon patch, and collector's big box. So this is something that I might actually pick up. And again, Fallout New Vegas is hailed as the best Fallout. And from what I hear, the show, which should be kicking off here, the new season should be kicking off here soon. I think this week or next week, or sometime soon. I don't think it's launched yet. It looks like they're going to be going into Vegas for this new season, which would make sense because it'll correspond with this 15-year anniversary and then also this bundle. But yeah, so did you make it all the way through Fallout New Vegas? I did not. My wife played it like 9 times all the way through.
I have not made it through a single one.
Yeah, I always play games and then I'm hot and then like life happens and then like when I go back to it, a new game's out. So then I never finish the other game and I'm just constantly switching games. I need to figure that out and finish something once I start it. That's what we have to do, Trey. Trey, what are you playing right now?
I haven't been playing a lot of video games lately.
You've been working?
Yeah, trying to learn the prompt engineering stuff and stuff like that. I think the last one I played was probably Persona 5.
Nice. I am playing Ghost of Yote, and I'm going to play it tonight, hopefully, after I do some other stuff. But you know who's not playing video games right now? The Baltimore Ravens, because the Baltimore Ravens haven't had a great season so far in the NFL. Their current record is 1-5, so they've won 1 game out of 6 games, tied for the team's worst in 30 years. And a new report, I don't know how true this is, but I guess we can say that it's true. A new report claims the team's coach, John Harbaugh, is understandably not happy about this. Who would be... Of course he's not happy about. Who would be happy about a 1-5 record? Like, yeah. Anyways, he's not happy about this and has removed many fun items from the locker room, including the team's video games. On October 20th, the Baltimore Sun reported that after going 1-3 and a player posting a photo of them playing games in a social media, or playing games to social media, team officials and Harbaugh removed several recreational staples from the Ravens locker room. Those included a basketball hoop, which they should be focusing on football. I almost said baseball, completely wrong sport. A ping pong table, a few cornhole boards, and some video game consoles. I would have never have thought that in a locker room had any of those things in a professional football facility, like sports facility.
No,
now the report,
I wouldn't have either.
Right, I mean, that was weird. The report doesn't specify which consoles, but it does mention that the team often played intense rounds of Super Smash Brothers, so it doesn't look like they have a Switch or Switch 2 systems, and it doesn't look like they're going hard on Super Smash Brother sessions. All right, Trey, that ends it for today. Did you have any comments about this specifically or anything else that you want to round robin, sir?
I think that's hilarious. If anybody, if you guys get a chance, check out my Substack when I talk about something that kind of happened in AI this week. I don't want to take up too much more of your time, Jeremy, but it's a pretty big
What
problem
happened in
my
AI
opinion.
this week? I want to know.
So have you ever heard of Thomas Mack, a
Nope.
country music guy?
Nope.
Oh, he's been doing this really cool fiddle competition on TikTok, and he has the song and he had the concept and the plot all on TikTok. A guy used the AI song creator to make his exact song, and then he published it on Spotify.
So he stole Tom Mack's song?
He's like, so it's not the exact song, but it's
But he
the
stole, like,
song
the-
title,
Right.
song title, song plot. That
So
stuff.
this is going into why you want to talk a little bit about AI ethics.
Yes, exactly.
And you're right, and that's in your Substack this week.
Yes.
Fantastic. Where can people find your Substack, Trey?
Creatortrey.substack.com.
creatortrey.substack.com. We probably would have had banners if we didn't have to fumble fuck, excuse my language, with Google because it was ridiculous. That being said, Trey, where are you at on social media, sir?
You can find me just about anywhere at CreatorTrey.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, everybody, make sure that you like and subscribe and share this. We're super excited for the future of what we have coming up. We're going to start our first interview. I have started lining up the interviews not only for extra Mercury content, but also for my podcast, Age of Jeremy, a new live segment we're doing called Conversations, which will be live from my YouTube channel, and it will be going out on my podcast as well, where I interview people and have a conversation. That's why it's called Conversations with Jeremy. So make sure that you follow me everywhere at Age of Jeremy. I don't have a Substack, but you can follow my dope insights and updates broadcast channel and Instagram for other information, and I'm working to add more content to that as well. My podcast comes out most Tuesdays unless I'm working 300 hours in that week, and I don't release my main podcast, but we're working on streamlining some more of that. So stay tuned. Follow me wherever you get your social media at Age of Jeremy, and listen to the Age of Jeremy podcast and Maker's Remarks wherever you get your podcast. And as I always say, be thankful, grateful, and kind, and we'll talk with you guys soon. Bye.